Hey guys, it's Liv. Welcome back to my channel.
I've been having dreams, splashing in the summer street.
If you can't tell by the title of the video already, today we're going to be diving into a really controversial subject matter, and I just want to put a disclaimer out there right now. If you have messy, mean comments to say about me or anybody else who decides that plastic surgery is for them, then you can just get the fuck out right now. Like, this is your free card out of my video right now, because if I start to see a lot of nasty comments, I am just going to delete them, block you from my channel, and just shoo you the f away because you're not wanted. Everyone can have their own opinion, but when you start to get messy in the comments, messy and mean down there, and you start to come for me, attack me, or anybody else, then I will have to politely ask you to leave, and by politely, I'm gonna delete your comment and just kick you out because it's not wanted. I have a really small channel. In the video I just posted, that Facetune video, which has to deal with sort of this subject of like body modification, I have a lot of mean, nasty, messy comments down there, and I'm a small channel and you guys are coming for me, and I'm just like, yeah. There is just absolutely no need for that. I'm just gonna have to ask you to leave. Sorry, like, it's not wanted. My channel, I want it to be a place of positivity and reassurance and growth. I don't need it to be anything other than that, you know? So I don't even really know what direction I want this video to take, because I've definitely watched a lot of these type of videos, because before you get anything done, obviously, you want to know, you just want to know. Like, you want to see other people go through it. You want to hear their experience, and if you're watching this video, you're probably in the same boat that I was in, have been in, and am still in with regards to plastic surgery and wanting to know before you get work done, because it is a big deal to a lot of people to get work done. It was a big deal to me to get work done. I don't really have like a super inspirational story or anything. Like, I have a story and I'm gonna tell you, whether it's inspirational or not, I don't know. I'm not gonna try to make it anything that it's not, you know? I'm just gonna tell it for how it is, and you take from it what you need to take from it, okay? I don't know, frick. Shit. I wanna tell you guys, no. Okay. So I guess I will just get into like what I've had done, and then I'll backtrack and tell you the stories. So what I've had done, a rhinoplasty. If you don't know what a rhinoplasty is, that is just the fancy medical term for nose job. So I had my nose job a little over a year ago now. It was the December of 2017. I'm 19 now, but I was 18 when I had that procedure done. Secondly, I've had my lips done. Shocker. So yes, I've had a rhinoplasty and I've had lip filler. So I just want to get into where it all began, I guess. Ever since I was a wee little Olivia. I know I was young because I remember having these thoughts and feelings about the way I looked back when I was like in elementary school, like, but really 4th and 5th grade is where it like hit off for me. I just want to throw out there, obviously your face is developing and changing over time, and obviously as a 4th or 5th grader, like, my face was ever changing, and I feel like that was the age for me personally where I was starting to gain some of my adult features. So this is my nose right now, and as you can see, it is completely straight. No bumps, nothing wrong. It's just like, whoop. That was not always the case though. So as a child, like a child, before the age of 9, I kid you not, this nose is the literal nose, like the exact same nose I had, just the kid version, just the small, like, you shrunk it down and put it on my face, but it always looked like this. Then what, like 4th and 5th grade came around, and I started to realize my nose was changing. And it wasn't changing because I had broken it or anything weird had happened. It was just growing into its adult form. I started to grow like a hook in my nose, like whatever you want to call it. I just really didn't like it on myself at freaking all. And it wasn't because I was like bullied or anything because of it. I don't ever remember getting really bullied because of my nose. I mean, here and there, boys would like poke fun at me and call me like bird nose, but like, it's not even that deep. Like, it's not that bad. Like, it happened maybe like on a handful of times that I can count. I mean, yeah, that did sting a little bit, don't get me wrong, a little sting here and there, but nothing I couldn't handle, right? I just know that from the age of 9, I always told myself when I was older, I was gonna get a nose job. So at the age of 9, I knew I wanted plastic surgery. Like, I really, really knew. My nose was something I battled with, like, up until the day of my surgery. That is something I battled with. I went through phases of acceptance, and I went through phases of just this. You know what I mean? I really lied to myself to love my the way I looked with that nose. I really, really, really lied. I can't tell you how many times I've stared in the mirror with a handheld mirror and just looked at myself from the side. That was like all I would do. You know, when you get your alone time before the shower, before you wash off your makeup, and you have your alone time in your bedroom. That was what I spent my alone time doing. I kid you not, all the time. And this was from a young age. I would do this, like from the age of 9 up until the age of 18. This is how I spent majority of my alone time. And you think I sound crazy, and I am. Like, I don't know, like it just really bugged me. I'd hold my finger up, I'd cover the bump on my nose and hold the mirror and see what I would look like without the bump on my nose. And that is something I did for all of those years. And then I go through phases of acceptance and love, and I would stare at myself in the mirror and I would talk happy thoughts to myself and be like, no, this is you, like this looks good on you, this nose looks beautiful on you, which honestly was a really good thing of me to do. I don't know if that's what other people do, but it honestly helped me a lot. Like, it's always good to love yourself. This video just feels all over the place for me right now because my thoughts about all of this are just so scrambled, and none of my emotions or feelings have been linear ever. Like, I mean, it's just up and down. It's been up and down this whole time. It's really hard to gather, like, and just put this into like a quick little synopsis. This has been years and years and years of mental abuse at myself, just a lot of toxicity inside my own mind with my own appearance, which I'm sure literally every single one of you can relate to. This video is really a tough one for me right now. Another thing about my nose, all throughout like middle school and high school, I wasn't really like an athlete.
If you can't tell,
I was more like into like music and theater, and I was always like on stage performing and stuff, which means videos are always being taken of you, pictures are always being taken of you. That was another thing that I always really, really, really hated, because like these pictures were like up on public domain for all the show choir kids, all the choir kids, all like the drama, like all the theater kids to go see. And I hated it because like there were all of these pictures that I would have never released of myself for everyone else to see, because it really depicted my freaking nose in them, and I didn't like the way it balanced with my face at all. And I just thought that my nose was that one thing that really made me hate myself, and I wanted to love the way I looked so bad. I always liked to pretend and forget about my nose. I always pretended like it wasn't there. It was a way for me to cope with my insecurities. I just pretended it wasn't there. So every picture I would take, I took at a certain angle where you couldn't see my nose bump. I would never ever dare to take a side picture like this. I would never dare. Let me just like get into a little bit about like what it was like to get a nose job. So I had my consultation, which was like, I'd say in November of 2017 when I came home from school. They always give a free consultation at this clinic, which was really nice. So we got the consultation. We talked about what would go down. I never thought like I'd actually be there, sitting down with a plastic surgeon, actually talking about like my procedure.
this is so stupid, man. I literally have like, my eyes are watering up because it made me so happy. Like,
Actually ended up booking my appointment at the end of that consultation for my surgery date. If I can remember correctly, it was like December 18th. Or not, no, it was December 19th of 2017. That was my surgery date. I'm not trying to be fake with you guys. I'm not trying to like make this video something it's not. I'm not trying to portray my emotions in any type of way to make myself look better to the audience out there. But at that point, like, that seriously was like the happiest moment of my life. You have something you're really insecure about, and you know that you're never gonna actually get over it, and all you're gonna do is lie to yourself and continually tear yourself apart. Then why not just get it done? Why not just get it done? If you're going into it for your own happiness and you're not going into it to fit anyone else's idea of what you need to look like, then do it. Did it hurt? No. I mean, yes and no. It was not terrible. Oh my god. I look dead.
How do you feel right now?
Drowsy and lightheaded, but like a good lightheaded. I am breathing. I know it looks like I'm dead. I don't know. Oh my god. The camera.
Don't be
My
shy.
mom says it looks like I wasn't breathing. I'm doing this. Okay, I'm gonna go. I say like the next 3 days after I woke up from surgery were pretty rough, but nothing undoable or unbearable. It was the first time I was ever under the knife, the first time I was under complete anesthesia, like I was put under, and that's always like a risk factor, being put under. And I know a lot of people out there have a lot to say about going under the knife, risking your life, going under anesthetics for body modifications. Nothing is worth risking your life. Like, nothing's worth risking your life. And this sounds so just like hypocritical of me, and honestly I don't even know how to feel about it. And I'm not gonna like lie to you guys and be like, this is exactly how I feel, here are my exact opinions on this, and this is why you should feel this way too. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, going under the knife and risking your life for a cosmetic procedure, that's, I don't even know. I still don't know how I feel about it. Obviously, like, it all went really well for me, but that is always a risk. You're putting your life at risk every time you go under the knife, under anesthetics, and I did that for a complete cosmetic procedure. Price-wise, I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. Like, the price always differs depending on the area you live in. For me, I live in the Midwest, so I feel like everything is really reasonably priced out here, like really reasonable. I think my rhinoplasty ended up being like $5,500. If you have like a broken nose, like say like a deviated septum or something, insurance will cover it. It will cover a majority of your like surgical fees, because a lot of the money is going for that anesthesiologist. Like, that is like the bulk of your cash when you're like going under the knife. I had my cast on my nose for 10 days. I don't know if it's less time for normal circumstances, but I had my cast on during a holiday, so the plastic surgeon's office was closed, so I think it might have extended my like cast time by a handful of days. All they did when I went to the office the day to get it taken off was they removed some stitches that I had in my septum right here, because, not to be TMI, but for a nose job, slice this open, they lift your flap of skin up, all your nose skin, they pull it up so they can get in there and shave down the bridge of your nose. TMI, so sorry, but that's what they did. So that's why I had stitches right here. And then they removed the cast. They gave me the mirror. I was honestly disappointed. I was really disappointed. I didn't let anyone know I was disappointed. I have a really good poker face, but the swelling doesn't actually go away until 12 months post surgery, but the swelling was actually so bad that it still looked like I had a bump on my nose. It wasn't nearly as bad, obviously, but since they had done so much shaving and so much work right there, it has this bridge part was the most swollen part of my nose. And I know he told me like, oh, that there's gonna be swelling, this is not its final form, but when I saw it in the mirror, I just was so shocked and disappointed. I was like, I went through all of this, and for what? I was like, it's just the swelling. You've watched so many of these videos, Olivia. You know what's going on. Like, it's the swelling. It's gonna be fine. And it was. It all turned out perfectly fine. It turned out better than I would have ever imagined. The swelling on my nose lasted, I'd say severely lasted, for like 3 or 4 months. It was not severe, but like this part of my face was swollen up into like my eyebrow area. Like, this was all just literally soft to the touch, like soft. Like, you could feel like there was like fluid and swelling underneath the bridge up into my like brow bone area, and even up here. So that made my face like a little bit more squishable. So I definitely say like the swelling made me feel a little insecure, but I knew I'd work through it. It made me feel a little like chunky in the face, but like I worked through it. It was fine. Like, contour is my best friend, so it was all fine. Probably missed a lot of questions in that you guys might have wanted. I might have to do like a follow-up video on more in depth onto this stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to talking about lip fillers. This one's different than my nose job story. It's not like what little girl from like the age of 9 is like,
Oh my god, I want Kylie Jenner lips.
no, that was never a thing. The want for lip filler was never out of an insecurity. I've always had like decent lips. Like, they've always been like a pretty good shape. I've always had like a defined cupid's bow. I'd say they're just normal lips. Like, they weren't above and they weren't below average. They were just very normal lips. It wasn't like a need in my life. It was just a want. And I'm okay with that, because lip fillers are temporary. They cost a lot of money. That's the only thing. Like, they're pretty pricey. Oh shoot, I forgot. My first vial of Juvederm was $5.50. And this second vial of Restylane, which is only half a syringe in this top lip, that was $150, but I got $200 off, so it would have been $350. That's the tea, sis. I forgot to say it in the video. I just yeah, so yeah.
Alright girl, get back to it.
And they do go away. I've had my lips injected twice now. So the first time I ever had any lip filler done was like pretty much exactly 6 months ago now. I went to the same plastic surgeon who did my nose because I was like, he's worked on my face before, like this is great. Like I'm glad I have someone who already knows me and knows my face. I got 1 vial of Juvederm between my lower and my upper lip, which is really common for the first time you go get your lips done. You never want to be over injected, especially your first time. They put the numbing cream on and my lips went completely numb, and then he came in, injected, and then he squished them around a little bit to make sure they were going to be even, and I was out the door. It was literally like a 30-minute thing. Before you get your lips done, you have to sign a waiver that you read the fine print. You're pretty much signing this and agreeing that it's not like your plastic surgeon's fault if there's uneven distribution of Juvederm or whatever you decide to get, because sometimes it just happens. Like every body is different, and I signed a waiver saying that I know that this is a risk and it's fine if that happens, pretty much. I had like a little unevenness in my lower lip, but I wasn't mad at it because I still thought my lips looked bomb. Some of the Juvederm took more here than it did here, but that's not, I can't really blame that on Dr. Edney because it was kind of my fault in a way. Oh gosh, this is like another deeper story, but the reason I really wanted to get my lips done, why I did it so suddenly, right before I went back to school for the fall semester, my dad passed away. Any of you didn't know that my dad passed away 6 months ago. He passed away in August of 2018, and a week later I got lip filler. Go figure. I always knew I kind of wanted to try lip filler, but my dad passing away was kind of like that turning point for me, and I was like, I needed to do something that was going to distract me and take my mind off of all of the emotions one would feel when a parent passes away. I self-love, because self-love, right? You need distractions. I needed a distraction, and that was like a great distraction. Like it really, vanity took my mind off of it for a little bit, and that was the way I coped with it. Just wanted to throw that out there as to why I got it done when I did. Not trying to turn this into a woe is me, but yeah. So I got my lips done right before I moved back to school, and a lot was going on. Literally, that all happened, and 2 weeks later I moved back to my college town. And I noticed that I was starting to get this like unevenness, and at first I thought it was just swelling because he told me like the swelling can be uneven for like the first week or two, like up to like even like a month it can be uneven swelling. So I was just kind of waiting it out to see like what would happen. I know some people say massage your lips, but I've also heard like don't massage your lips, because like I didn't want to mess up anything that like my plastic surgeon did. I didn't go to school for this, so I wasn't trying to like do anything I wasn't supposed to do. I did actually end up calling Dr. Edney's office, expressing my concerns. I even sent them pictures because they wanted me to send pictures to show, and they were like, oh, just come in and we'll like try to figure it out for you. It's my fault. I was never able to go back because I moved like 4 hours away and a lot was going on. So as time went on, there's a certain point I'm pretty sure where like you can't really manipulate the filler anymore, and it had definitely been over that amount of time. It was just like a minor annoyance, even though like I still love the way my lips look. The filler added such a nice little, just a
Juicy little pout.
Nobody that knows me knew I got lip filler unless I told them, because it was so unclockable. He did such a natural job, and that's all I wanted. I didn't want like Kylie Jenner lips. And I'll have to give you guys like a better story time about like my life because everything is so confusing. I dropped out of school. I finished work over in my college university, and I moved back here like a month ago, back to my hometown, and I decided that I would get my lips filled again because
Olivia's going through another hard time right now.
But this time I went to a different plastic surgeon, not because I was mad at Dr. Edney. That was not it at all. I went to another plastic surgeon because I found an office that actually gives $200 off first time clients. So I was like, hell yeah. I'm balling on a budget, but I'm also sad, but I also want lip fillers. My lip filler from 6 months ago, I could tell was starting to like dissipate. Usually like the first time you get like lip filler, a lot of people say it lasts around 6 months, even though they say 6 months to a year, but for me I could see it was slowly starting to like go away, and I didn't like that. The nurse was like,
you know honey, like I don't even know if he'll inject you today.
And I was like, whoa, why? I was like, what do you mean? And she was like,
your lips are already full. Dr. Schlesinger doesn't like to overfill anybody. He keeps his work really natural,
which is honestly a really good thing for me. But at the time I was like, no. I was like thinking in my head, I was like, oh my god, please inject me.
Please inject me, Dr. Schlesinger.
she's like, okay, I'll go talk to him. I'll show him your pictures and I'll let him know what's up. He agreed with me that he would inject half a syringe. I think it was Restylane this time. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but it was like a softer formula than even Juvederm was. Since I already have like that good base of Juvederm, he's like, we're just gonna add this in so it's really, really natural, and we're just gonna add it on to your top lip so we can kind of even them out a little more, because at that time my top lip was still a little smaller than my bottom lip, and ideally like symmetry is what you want in the face. So he evened out my top lip to match my bottom lip. So what you need to do to be entered to win. First and foremost, you need to be subscribed to my YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. 2, you need to follow my Instagram. I'll put it here, but I'll also link it down below. Thirdly, you need to go to my Instagram and find my most recent post about the giveaway and this video. And what you'll need to do is just tag a friend and comment your favorite emoji. And then I will put your guys' names into a random generator and I'll have it be picked, because I don't want this to be biased at all, since I am such a small channel and I do personally know like a lot of people who watch my videos. I don't want it to be biased in the slightest, so I will just make sure that everyone who's commenting has those credentials checked off the checklist, and then I'll put your names into a random generator and I will pick, and in the next video I will let you know who has won the giveaway. Pretty simple stuff there, nothing too crazy. I just want to thank you guys all so much though, because I'm such a small little channel, but my last video kind of took off for my channel, and after that video took off I've gained so many subscribers, and it's just really cool to me that it's all kind of just like
happening, I guess.
Like nothing really big is happening for my channel yet, but like slowly and surely I know it will, and this is just like the first step to that, and I'm really, really excited. Like you guys have no idea. It's really helping me through a lot right now. It's like a good use of my time, a good outlet for me and my shitty circumstances. I'll honestly have to like update you guys more, give you more like an in-depth into my life, because we're all messy. We all have a messy past behind us, and even if I had like 20 people watch my videos and that's it would help so much. So
To wrap this up, I don't even know how to wrap this up.
if you want something done and you have the means to do it, and you've really, really, really thought about why you're wanting this, your intentions behind it, I say just do it, as long as it's not for anybody else and it's for yourself and it's not gonna harm you. If it's really, really gonna harm you and your body for your specific situation in any way, shape, or form, that's when I'd say really take a step back and think about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Once it's done, unless it's like a filler type situation, if you're actually going under the knife, once it's done and you can't take it back. I can't take back the nose job, thank God. So definitely enter this giveaway if you do not have a James Charles palette in your collection yet. I used it for the first time today and I'm honestly so impressed with it. I did a little bit of a fun colored eye. I didn't want to go too crazy because this video deals with like body image and the way you look and appearance, and a lot of the people watching these videos get messy and mean in the comments, and I just didn't need like extra for people to like attack me on, you know what I mean? But it's whatever, like I'm thick-skinned, I can deal with it, but if I can avoid mean, harsh comments, I will try. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely give it a thumbs up. Turn on that notification bell if you don't have it on already, just so you are notified when I do post. Yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Until next time.
I've been having dreams, splashing in the summer street.